All right, so let's do some tactics, stream of consciousness mode. And let me double check that it's actually working this time. It is not showing, but we'll find out. It might show up later. Okay, still getting acquainted with this thing. So I just actually solved this tactic, but I'll go back and show what happened because it didn't work somehow. Yeah, I got the stream key all set. So let me double check. Double check. No. Yes. Okay, now it's working. All right. So let's go back, and I want to just show you. I'm prepping for a tournament, and this tournament is in honor of my dear friend and student Sultan-Diego LeBlond, or you go by Diego. So this is going to be at the Rockville Chess Club tomorrow. So if you're in the Rockville, Maryland area or DC area, maybe you can play in it. And let's see. So we have. So there I'm playing here. I wanted. Yeah, Richard, the organizer, said some players don't sign up till the last minute. They don't want people to prep for them or whatever. I don't care. I just want to show up for him, and hopefully we'll play some good chess because he loved chess, and want to try to do him justice the best we can. Have a great tournament in his honor. So amazing guy. Really miss him. So let's see. And this is where we are live so far. Got a couple of my students I think playing it, at least 2. All right, so let's go back to the puzzle. Get ready for this tournament because I don't feel that sharp right now. Got to get sharp with tactics. So what I was just explaining, I'll go to the next one. So the answer is rook takes f3. But I was talking about forcing moves, right? And I'll get into the next one deeper because I just want to review. I want to talk about it as I'm solving it. But yeah, I went all in depth, but it wasn't working. Okay, it wasn't working. So rook takes f3 check. Kind of have to do it because you don't want to retreat. It's going to play g6 check. So it's by force basically. You're looking at, you want to do the most forcing move you can, which is going to be a capture check or check. Capture check is destructive. Checks while getting through to the king, like by taking a pawn. Destructive sacrifice or capture. Okay, so capture check. Queen takes. Rook takes check. King takes back. And I don't think, yeah, he's not going to. If he moves up. Let's see here. If he goes up, do we actually have anything juicier? Nah, we just take the queen. And they can't do much. They push, just come over. Okay, we're up a rook in that case. So they're going to take with the queen. And then we're going to take, and they're going to take. And then I got into this whole, do you play f5 or do you take? Well, if you play f5, we saw, okay, so we have a king here on f3 and a king on f7. If we play f5, we have 2 connected passed pawns. They play h7, we come over, they play g6, we can't take. So we can't make progress, they can't make progress. Actually, we have to worry about them coming with their king, if anything. So I don't think, yeah, actually that could be bad. Some moves, we have some moves. I think we can, no. Yeah, he has time. He might actually come in here when we go in the corner. No, we just won't go in the corner. Push back. Yeah, I think we're okay, but it doesn't work. At the very least, it doesn't win. So what we want to do is we actually take it. So when the king's here, we actually take it. Of course, whenever he pushes, we come over. Here's the key. We'll either know the theory about the split pawns. So ironically, you don't want your pawns together. You want to split them. So you either know the theory. Let's just play it up to there. But you want to visualize this. You either know the theory about how the king can't stop them, or you just figure it out through your tactical prowess. But it's good to know. So if the king goes to g4, you push this one. He can't take g5 because you run. He goes this way. You play g4. Can't take because you push. Now the question is, you have to double check. Can he support this pawn? No, he can't. Because here you push, take your pawn. Even he can't support it. He pushes, you still come over. By the time he takes it, then you continue the race. So again, remember, you're here. You're on e4. Whenever he takes g5, you push. It's tantamount to this. You go king e4, same thing. King e4, go g4. Yeah. When he takes, you're already here, right? So you're pushing, can't stop you. It's just he's chasing you, he's on your tail, but he can't stop you. So yeah, I'm just going to go through this one. We'll look at the next one and solve it with you. But you could pause it. I guess you want to look through the whole thing on your own, try to resolve it kind of. So, but yeah, and I'm so frustrated because I went through the whole process, going through your candidate moves. You look at your forcing moves first, capture checks and checks, then captures, then threats. Then I like to say quiet moves like setting up a threat, let's say. So we go through all that. And then we'll go through our logic. If this happens, then that. We make our calculation tree. If we try this move, what's our opponent's best response? The response is, and then what are our responses to that? So we break that all down. and we make our own little multiple choice test, and we just see which ones work. We just cross out the ones that don't work. Maybe we find one right away that does work, but we're probably have to cross up a few that don't work, right with the one that does. Okay. And we have to visualize well. We have to use our judgment. Gotta see exactly where everything's going to be. So forcing moves, calculation, good visualization to make sure you're not messing anything up. You see everything clearly, and then you use your judgment to determine, oh, I want to split my pawns, for example, or oh, I'm going to win this pawn race, and I could stop. I know, rather pawn against king, really, because his pawn, you win it by just shutting his pawn down, so you don't really have a race in that sense. It's more like your king against his king against your pawn, and you outrun him, obviously. So this was the whole thing. They get a bishop, you take, and then you just keep running and you get a queen. Okay, so let's do another one. So my 30-50, let's try to get to 3100. And I was saying also that this is, it looks, oh, cool, 3000, but it's probably the same as 2800 or something. I think once you reach a certain level, they don't get that much harder. I think it's more just that if you just don't miss them, because if you miss it, you lose like 15 points. So it's more of just like your consistency, kind of like a GM. GM, you got to be consistent by rating, by average rating, right? If you're really strong, but if you're not consistent, you'll be an IM. Maybe you're not going to be a GM. You got to have consistent performance. That's what differentiates an IM from a GM. A lot of times, IMs just aren't consistent enough, and they're not scoring those norms, or maybe they are, but they're not consistent enough to get the average rating that they need to. They never get to 2500, So you got to be consistent. All right, let's try to get to 3100. Let's do a few of these, and then I want to do some kind of maybe some puzzle survival mode or whatever. Then I'm gonna do some opening prep after that, I guess, on my own. All right, kind of want to look at, I want to see how, because Diego liked to play the black lion a lot. So I'm thinking, how can I achieve the black lion in the way I went through a hippo possibly? I like to play the hippo. I might play the bird, I might play the English. I'm gonna mix it up. You strike on the right, you strike on the left. I like chess 960, so I like to throw my opponents off in the opening, of course. Okay, so it's like, well, what's going on here? What's at stake? So we want to kind of know what's at stake, know the context, and obviously look at forcing moves like, of course, checks with the knight. So we'll break it down. Too bad I'm not in Zoom, otherwise I'd start writing stuff down in this nice little space over here, little whiteboard area. We can write some things down. We can write some things on it, but unfortunately, I don't have Zoom. That would be easier if I opened it up. But so we're just gonna talk about it and make arrows or visualize. So I mean, obviously this is tempting to get a fork. There's check on f6. There's a check on c7. Both capture checks. So we got to look at those first. There's a check. Queen b5 check. There's a capture. Some of them you could be like, well, that's definitely low on our hierarchy just because it's not a capture check. It's naturally low on your hierarchy, but you can already look at it and be like, nah, queen takes pawn. Queen takes knight check. Trade, and they are up in exchange, and you have nothing to do. And they're at pawns. Yeah, so it's nothing. So you can just dismiss that outright. But really, it could still be a candidate move. Really, what you should do is to be disciplined. You should have your list of candidate moves. So we should have our 2 capture checks. I mean, those are the most viable. What else do we have? We have a check on b5. You know they're going to block. But we look at the check on b5. We can look at rook e1. It's just quiet. It's a pin. That's actually worth looking at still. Then we'd have to determine what do we do. No, we're going to look at that for sure. That seems to be the moves. Seems to be those are our moves. So it's either knight takes c7 check, knight takes f6 check, and I'm not dismissing anything outright, except for queen takes b3. Queen b5 check. Yeah, the capture that check. We look at, I'm just dismissing it now. We can look at that for a second. We dismiss it. Should look at it still. Then rook e1 looks interesting. Actually, I'm kind of leaning toward this already, but I'm going to quickly look at this. So you see, for example, you do knight takes c7 check. Let's look at that. King goes up, let's say to e7. Now they've pinned your queen. Can't block, the knight is allowing them to take. So do you win an exchange? Well, we're already down in exchange in 3-6 versus 4. So you win the exchange back. Well, yeah, that's kind of an ugly f6 pawn. Split pawns, but keep in mind they do have 3 against 1. So just because you win, keep in mind that's their context. So winning an exchange is not your, oh yeah, we would take the c7 pawn, but still they still have 2 against 1. So winning the exchange is not really desirable here as an end goal, unless we're just trying to equalize material, which it looks like we're not. Looks like we're not doing that because they still have at least an extra pawn. So yeah, this is just we're walking into a pin. So we check. Let's say the king goes up and we take the queen. And they could take with check. Interestingly enough, if the king goes to c2, we would toss in another check. We take, then they retake. So they don't have to lose They don't actually have to lose the rook. So they're giving up. Let's see, they're getting, you're not, well, let's see, they're taking. Yeah, they're getting, what are they getting? Ultimately, just say, what are you losing? What are they losing? You're getting their queen, they're getting your queen. You're giving up your knight. They are not giving up the rook. They're giving up this. So ultimately, it's queen for queen, knight for knight. It looks like I'll have to double check. But then you're still going to be down, yeah. You're still going to be down some material. They're still going to have the extra exchange and an extra pawn. So no, it doesn't win. So again, look at it. It's the most tempting move, but you can't just bang it down. No, because you have to verify. I was talking about earlier again. Trying to review things I said because I went out for like 15 minutes. And I was like, wait a second, that's not... The one time I wanted it to stream, it wasn't streaming. Then other time I went, I pressed the hotkey that I set up. Whatever, I'm getting back into it. So it's amateur, very amateurish, but whatever. Okay, so knight takes c7. I would never want to be super professional, try to become that in my streaming. I couldn't take it that seriously. Anyway, knight takes c7 check. I hope not. I really hope not. Knight takes... I just want to do it for fun, that's it. So knight takes c7 check, because I'm doing this anyway, so I figure why not. And I'll play chess knight 60 anyway. So why not? But I'll try and put some instructive stuff up there if I can. So king e7. Now, again, we take e6. Oh, by the way, hold on a second. We do have this move. Then the rook takes back with check, and we're screwed. Because rook takes back with check, we got to respond to the check somewhere. And then they have this macho check on e2 with the queen, and we're done. So they save their queen. So check, you'd have to pretty much, it looks like, and you're pinned, remember, you're pinned. So you're walking into a pin. The knight's already pinned. Now your queen's pinned instead. Even worse. So yeah, they go up. Let's say they go here. Why not? Because I don't see any viable follow-up anyway to get their king. So they go up. You take the queen. They take your queen with check. And I looked at it, by the way, this way and this way. c2 or e2, the rook drops with check. So probably c2, so at least get the knight. So the rook is saved by the knight. Take the knight, and they take back. They take here, let's say. So you remember, you just focus on what was lost. That's how I think it's easy. So I'll be like, wait, this was gone. Wait, where was that again? No, just focus on what was lost. I've found that that's the easiest way for me. So obviously we both lost our queens. We've lost our knight on e6. Remember, they have not lost the rook because that's sneaky. You gotta look at rook d2 check. So look at their defense. Always look at the best defense. Otherwise, you're not going to have a complete calculation tree, and you will not understand the truth of the chess position. Ultimately, in chess, we're trying to arrive at as close to the truth as we can. Even the computer, some people say, oh, the computers have solved it. I don't believe that. Well, the only thing that you can't really test it really. They've come close, but you can't. What do you test it against? Because you can only test it against the strongest computer, but you don't know that the strongest computer has no. Yeah, that's the only test there is, the strongest computer. But you don't know that knows everything. So so it has these subtle lines, seeing 50 moves out. Yeah, I can see everything fine. Can you evaluate properly? Can you evaluate what that knight, how that knight versus bishop endgame 30 moves from now, how that's going to look from now? I don't know. But yeah, it's pretty hard, and you have like infinitesimal almost options. So I don't believe so. That we humans know. So I believe in an agnostic approach to that, to understanding where the computers are. But the point is, we want to get as close to the truth. It's kind of like this curve, right? You're getting as close to the truth as possible. As for humans, if it's pure tactics, that's the truth of the position. So that's fine. I'm not that interested in that. I'm more interested in the more subtle aspects. It's harder, it's more elusive to arrive at the truth. Anyway, little tangent. So knight takes c7 check fails. So that's why I like, and so let's look at this. That's why I like rook e1. But we're going to go back to that. So knight takes f6. We have to be disciplined. We have to look at the other capture check. Now, unless you just know for sure. I think that works. But still, it might work. But knight takes f6 check. Pretty much similar idea. Can they just move the king again? Now they don't have to take. Remember that. Look at the calculation tree. They have different options. They can move the king up again. Is that similar? Now the bishop's guarding the king up. But now you're not attacking the queen. Say move the king up and you're screwed again because the queen's pinned and you're not actually... Yeah, you have rook e1, but still. Check. That's where they might even have something else like king f8. That doesn't look very promising. They can also take. We need to look at that. So they take this one. You don't take the rook because then the queen escapes by taking back. So knight takes f6 check. Queen takes. Bishop takes. And you lose your... Yeah, that doesn't work either. That's bad. So you've given up your knight and your queen for a queen because they say the rook isn't taken here. So yeah, but let's look at rook e1 then. That's promising. Interesting thing about this is it's like, well, they're going to take d5. Here's the trick that you have to look at, I think. I looked, I'm like, oh no, they're going to take. See if you can find this. I'd recommend pausing this if you're watching. Why does this not work? Queen takes d5. Then I saw them like, oh, that's interesting. I'm not sure yet, but I saw them like, oh, that's why I thought this is very promising. So the point is, we still get their queen. They don't get our queen. That's artificial. It's artificial. It looks like they're getting our queen. They're not. So we are winning their queen ultimately, aren't we? They can't take with the queen. We are going to get their queen. They can't get it with the rook. So the point is, obviously, don't make some knight move where you walk into the pin. There's a pin. The knight's pinned, so don't move it. Only move it if it really works. Like LeBlond's made or whatever. So if that's pronounced LeBlond's, I think. LeBlond's. So rook e1 looks like that's our win. Double, triple check. If queen takes, we simply take back. Do they have any weird stuff with the knight? No, they don't. No checks, no nothing. They do not have other checks. They can castle, that's fine. They can do that if they want. Then we'll do our knight check, and our king is not on the d file, so we won't get pinned. So I'm pretty sure that's it. Double check, look all around. Is there anything? Scan the board. Don't just jump at it. Check, obviously it doesn't do anything. The pawn just forks us. So you're not going to do that. Knight c7 check. Nope. That's very tempting, but it's tricky because I mean you're walking. It's kind of you kind of know it doesn't work. Like you can't just if you just bang that move down. Okay, I get their queen, but they get my queen, and it's not favorable, and you're down in exchange. Therefore, okay, I'm gonna hold my breath. Am I missing something? No, because rook takes c5, queen takes. I think I'm confident in this move. Correct. Now it's the kind of thing where you have to. It's like chesstempo.com, where you have to keep going, which I like. So they're hitting our queen. We have various options. Do we take their queen? Do we move our queen? That's actually where it gets a little subtle. This type of stuff is hard. Do we have queen b5 check? I think we. So here's the thing. Again, we'll create a multiple choice. This is like multiple choice up to J or something, but we don't have to. We're going to prune the tree. Grandmasters are very good at pruning the tree. That's where intuition plays a role. Intuition doesn't need to ultimately solve it. Intuition prunes the tree to get to the heart of what matters again, to get closer to the truth of the position. In this case, it's to win pieces and ultimately checkmate. Not to check. Obviously, we know there's not a checkmate right here. You can pretty much tell that this king has wiggle room, but we're trying to win the queen and not lose our queen. That's what's at stake. I want you to win your queen. You don't win my queen. So we would say, well, you know, in some ways, it's like you almost this is the check. This is also a check. So it's going to be this check or this check most likely. But you kind of could tell it's not like some retreat because there's so many options to retreat. We know there's only one option in these puzzles. So how do you prove to yourself, oh, is it this? Is it this? Is it this? Interestingly, though, if we go here or something, take. But again, how do you prove to yourself, I don't see that that's the truth of the position, that it could be this or this. You don't know where it's going to be. I don't see you have to prove some differentiating factor between these two moves. So again, kind of shortcut in terms of puzzles. Unfortunately, in a real game, that might be the case, but at any rate, we would still try and solve it in this way. And you say, oh, how do I know? It's like, it's just puzzles. How does it get? It's always these are always embedded in a game in terms of calculation. That's under the tip of it's beyond, it's under the tip of the iceberg. The calculation's always there. Looking at possibilities doesn't mean it has to come to pass, right? So there's that. And also, obviously, the thing is, you want to look for loose pieces and exposed kings. Loose pieces fall off, and we know what's going to happen to exposed kings, right? Those are tactical vulnerabilities or tactical weaknesses, weak points we can invade on, things like that. But fundamentally, you're looking for exposed kings, loose pieces, just in case you were wondering. That's how, because people think, oh, well, what's the relevance of this? Yeah, in many ways, it doesn't seem relevant. But the tactics are always lurking. Now, I do like positional chess, but I know that in order to let's say you're defending, whatever you want to do, you're not going to get there and do well if you don't know all the possibilities of your opponent. So you might even look at tactics, not just to go checkmate your opponent, but to make sure that they can't attack you when you're going about winning their H-pawn or whatever. Or blasting through the center, but just make sure they don't have a good counterplay. Just squeeze the life out of them, like a boa constrictor. Okay, so knight is attacking the queen. Should we go with, I have to test this move. This is very tempting. It's our check, apart from this check and this check. But again, I don't think I want to expose my queen. So let's look at queen b5 check. No, I don't think I like it that much, actually. They're going to go c6. They can't block with the queen, obviously. It's pinned. They're going to go c6. We do. And then we can take if we want. The thing I liked for a second, I was like, oh, there's this move. But the pawn is anchoring the rook now, so we don't have that anymore. I didn't see it. When I looked at it quickly, I'm like, oh, we have it. No, we don't. Looking at it more in depth, c6. I mean, there's no point. We take that. We actually do lose our queen now. So it's forked. You take, they take back. You take, they take back. And uh-oh, we have a bishop, they have a rook. We're down in exchange again. So we didn't achieve anything. Okay. So do we take the queen? Obviously, we have to look at that. If they take the queen, let's see. If they take with the knight, we're kind of off the hook. So I assume they're going to take back with the pawn. Now our knight's in trouble. We could certainly save our queen. Oh, wait. Maybe now we do queen b5 check. That's cool. So, I mean, taking the queen is just like an obvious move. You don't have to think about it too much, but we have to verify it. It could be some random move. Could be queen b5. It could be a random move. Who knows? So we have to verify that this works. The most forcing move. So to capture, apart from this, but we don't like that. We don't want to hang our queen after that. As we've seen in that analysis, we obviously double check that analysis. It's not quite the same anymore. But let's look at this now. So rook takes e6 check. Pawn takes rook. And again, we know we prune the tree. Because we already see, if you look at the other option, knight takes, it gets us off the hook. Because they're not attacking our knight anymore. What do we do now? I don't know, we just have a move. We buy ourselves a move. What do we do then? I'm just curious, actually. I know we're fine. I'm pretty sure we're fine, but still. Oh, no doubt. Nice. Regified, no doubt. So knight takes e6. I'm going to get off the pin ideally. Let's say worst comes to worst, we end up losing the knight. Well, then they have two knight for a bishop and two rooks for a queen. That doesn't convince me. I don't want that. I want to be convinced. I want to convince myself that it works. So knight takes back. How do we save this? Gotta get out of this somehow. Oh, okay. We just move our king. Theoretically, I assume they wouldn't take back the knight, but theoretically, we could move our king because they don't actually win our knight. After c6, we're not pinned anymore, right? Our queen's not going to be pinned. So we take on f6, let's say with check, maybe even c7. Let's say we take on f6 with check, guarded by the bishop. King moves, we just move our queen. Can do whatever, I don't know, queen c3 or whatever, some invasion move or something. Some annoying move with our queen, whatever, queen f5 or something. But the point is that now we've saved our knight, by our bishop at least. Also knight c7 checks possible. The king is our king. The point is the king is out of the way. So we're okay. So I do think that this should work if the knight takes. Let's make sure it works if the pawn takes. I think now, like I said, obviously don't want this. That's dangerous. But I don't think that they're going to get this. Because we go check. Let's see here. The cool thing about this. Wait, am I missing something? I think I'm missing something. But if they go king up, we take with check. No, I'm missing something. Hold on. So pawn takes, check. No, we're not going to take the knight, though. That's the problem. Well, where do they go? They go c6, obviously. That's the problem, right? That's the problem. Because we take, and again, rook takes check. See, I'm working through it slowly. I don't move that quickly. Takes. As long as you're thorough and you get it at the end of the day. Then I needed some faster tactics, just to make sure I'm thinking quickly enough. But yeah, so you have to be thorough on this, really, because it's tricky. You got to find their best defenses, right? Otherwise, you're going to lose. That's the higher level stuff is more about its defense in terms of making its defense in the sense that you know their best reaction. So it's more like the flip side. The best attackers are the best defenders. Fischer's an amazing defender. So keep that in mind. I assume Tall was too, but Fischer is one of the best defenders ever because he saw that he could take the poisoned pawn and get away with it because he knew everything his opponent could do. All right, just about. So queen b5 check, c6. Oh, rather after, yeah, sorry. After rook takes. I'm looking at this. I'm thinking about how do we get off the hook here. And our queen's hanging still, keep that in mind. So queen, oh, okay, wait, no, does that work? Wait, we have this nasty check on g6 now. Oh, that might do it. Well, what do they do? I don't know. They might have options. King f8 looks pretty nasty. Queen takes f6 check. They can't go here. Can we take it? That looks good. So I think that might be the trick. The queen g6 check. That might be what gets us off the hook on the d. I don't like that d-file action that they have. So takes. Check. Now if they move the king away, then bingo. Our knight is free. They don't have any effective discoveries to win our queen. They can't attack us. They're not the same color. They're on green, we're on white. They have to be white to green to white. So we can just use that. That's a heuristic. You can use these shortcuts, but you can also just check. So queen check, king d7. Okay. Then we're home free. Chop that pawn with check. I think so. King moves out of the way with check. That's kind of cool. Then we move our king over. Oh, they have a check. Now they have annoying checks. Let's go to c2 then. And we're good. Okay. So therefore, rook takes, knight takes. We have, what was the move I said again? King c1. Yeah, rook takes, knight takes. Get off the pin. Begin to get off the pin. We've got 3 pieces lined up. We don't like that with the rook on d8. That's ominous. That's what we do then. And if pawn takes, we get off the hook with the queen check, which is pretty nasty. Can't go to e7. Knights are almost in a mating net. King f8, we take with check. And they're toast with the 2 rooks in trouble. So they have to try king d7, I think. And we get off the hook. We don't check on f7. Don't give in to the temptation. Don't do it. King goes to c8, and then it's pinned again. Yikes. Don't do that. So check, king d7. Knight takes f6 check. King moves back with check. I love that. King c2, done. No more checks. Okay, so I'm going to do it. Double check, hold their breath. This is the key. This is the follow-up that you need to do. What was the first move again? I got so deep into it. What happened? Oh, rook e1, right. So now we're looking on move 2. We're just on our second move. But this is important to actually solve it. We want Kaisa to give us full credit here. So rook takes e6 check. I mean, what else? Really, what else? Our queen's hanging. You move your queen, they take d5. You got it. Let's do it. Hold my breath. Yes. And this, again, I'm not going to bang it down. I'm not a hasty person. Learn patience. Roll with the punches. Just like in life. Be patient. Teaches you good patience in life. Because those habits become ingrained on the chessboard, therefore use it in life too. Ideally. Many people don't, but you should. As well as chess teaching. Performance anxiety, learn how to teach in front of big groups. Oh, cool. I can probably do other things in front of big groups now. Not that I've tried, just teaching chess, but you never know. It might happen. Okay. Queen g6 check, king d7. Maybe, yeah. I think we verify the line. Knight takes f6 check. Oh, they can have fun with king c6 check. Just kind of go on a joyride before they get taken down. And then we play a nice little, I think, the king e2. They're not going to go that far. Because there are 2 options. They won't do it. That's the thing about that's the problem with the predictability. You can use process elimination to your advantage. Because, I mean, normally, yeah, you can do that. You can figure it out. But you can do either one in a real game. But you know they're not going to go there in a puzzle. Because the evaluation's probably too close. I think Lee chess might allow you to do both. I don't think so. There's one answer. So it kind of allows kind of a hack in terms of your process elimination. All right. Yay. Okay, since I spent such a long time, I only got 5 points. But whatever, I just want to get it right. Okay, so 3 in a row, 30, 55. All right, let's try and solve a little quicker if possible. So that says 30, 36 puzzle rating. Well, I think the thing about, how many times has it been done? I doubt that. Target time, 35 seconds. I think you need to verify a little bit. That 35 seconds is actually pretty quick. How many times have been done? 70% speed bonus, really? Pass rate is 15% out of, yeah, not that many attempts, only 494. I mean, that's still a decent sample size, though. People suggest, they have no themes, let's put some themes on there. It might be blocked by the video. What themes do we have here? Well, clearly there's pins. There's a pin going on in both cases, so definitely pins are at the top of the list. We have kind of, what was another thing that happened? Kind of like Zwish and Zook stuff going on, because we attack them, they attack us, we deal with that. So sort of, is that a Zwish and Zook? Kind of. Yeah, it's an in-between move, right? Because rather than take whatever they throw in that move. Kind of Zwish and Zook or counterplay stuff. They don't have counterplay, do they? I would say Zwish and Zook is possible to say. That's decent. It's a weird kind of subtle Zwish and Zook. Anything else? Defense. Because this is pure defense. Well, it's counterattack, but how do you... There's a lot of defense here. That's why it's very subtle, like intricate situation. Because we didn't want to get killed on the D file. So I would say defense is a prime theme here as well. Bingo. Was there a Desperado? Was there a Desperado? The Knight? No, not really Desperado. There could have been a Desperado if they did some crazy stuff with the rook. Okay. And then we had the Queen check, which got us... But again, that was pertaining to the pin. The anti-pin move. Getting out of the pin through a check. via check, counterplay. And then breaking the pin. So you see, ultimately, it's a fancy break of a pin. Just really, that's what this is about. The nasty pin of like 3 pieces. That's really the prime thing going on here. And also, the pin was important because they couldn't take us. They try to pin us, we pin. So really, it's all about a pin. It's a very fancy pin stuff going on. Okay, cool. And let's see if this stream is working. We have no viewers, but it is working. Well, whatever. I mean, it's going to be recorded too. So in case one person watches it, maybe they'll gain from it. You never know. But either way, I'm going to do it anyway. But maybe I'll go more quickly. Let's see. But I think, wait, let me double check. I think it looks like it's fine. You can see everything. Yeah, good enough. All right. Oh, wait. One more thing. Yeah, it's fine. I think it says something. It's not on Lead Chess, whatever. Okay. So that was pretty fun. That was a great puzzle. I actually liked that one. Okay, let's go up to 3100. Black to move. Okay, another pin. Now, I'm not really worried about the H file, except for the fact that our queen's under attack. When you play the dragon enough, you know I am fearless on the H file. Although usually I play the Sultan's variation and be fearless anyway and like eat pawns and try to survive. But yeah, clearly there's a nasty pin here. We would look at taking it, capture check, of course. I wish I could write it down on the side, but oh well. I have to open Zoom, and it's too complicated right now. So it's probably another mechanism, but whatever. It'd be tricky. Wait, setting. Whatever. I'm not gonna mess with it. We'll talk about it. So rook takes check. If king takes, that's promising. So we have rook takes check. Okay, I'm gonna go into that. First, let's look at other moves. Knight takes check. Queen takes rook, and probably not. But let's move some to the top of the hierarchy, let the cream rise to the top, and go from there. If none of that works, okay, I might look at some craziness over here. Okay, that's a candidate move. You never know. You never know. There's like an H5 follow-up. Probably not. No, it doesn't work, I don't think, but still. We have like a light squared bishop, maybe. But no, we don't, so I'm almost entirely, maybe like 0.1% chance that works, given the resources that we have. But it's still there. There's still a chance. So you're telling me there's a chance. Yes. 1 in a million, but yeah. I love that. Yeah, Dumb and Dumber. It's a good one. So queen takes. I don't think so. Rook takes. Let's look at rook takes. Knight takes. G5. Yeah, G5 also. They take not enough justification there and to move the king away. There's nothing there. So we like. But again, let's be disciplined and look at all of them first. So it's rook takes check. G5. Knight takes. I really think that's about it. Let's start. I think we have enough fodder to work with here. But certainly rook takes check is the most promising move, because it's very forcing and it does force some sort of concession. Now the question is, will king takes? Well, you got to make that work. If that doesn't work, the whole thing doesn't work. Rook check. That's pretty nasty. If the bishop blocks, you take with check. They can't take back because there's a pin. Lots of pin action in these puzzles. So rook takes, king takes, rook check, king e4. Now do we have anything good? Oh, yeah, we do. Nice. That's a winner. Queen takes g4 check. Game over. Queen blocks. Nowhere to go. He's been mating that in the center. We love that. Queen takes mate. Okay. So that line works. That branch works. But obviously we have to look at this branch. Can we make this one work? I don't know. That looks tougher. Knight takes pawn check. I just hate that rook on h1. Oh, let me look at this for a second. Knight takes pawn check. If queen takes... You could even, if you really wanted to, you can sack the queen and then go right now. There's nothing there. I'll double check it, but... Let's go to this move for a second. I'm curious whether there's anything here. Knight takes check. Bishop takes. No, bishop doesn't take. Duh. Oh, that's why there's something there. Because it's a check. It looks like it's a nasty check. The bishop can't take, it's pinned. If the queen takes, then we sack the queen on h1. In between move. That's like kind of a desperate. It'd be like a Zwischenzug, right? That's a pure Zwischenzug. So we have pins and Zwischenzugs, huh? Maybe that's what I'm doing badly. I don't think they're not targeting it. Maybe. But I don't think they do that. Okay, rook takes. Then we recapture, and we've just picked up. So what's gone? Look at what's gone from both sides. We've given up a knight and a queen. They've given up a queen and a pawn and a rook. So we won a pawn and a rook we won the exchange, right? So that looks promising then. So knight, okay, well, looks like they can't take. Then they get chased around. What if they go to e2? At the very least, hey, there's a free pawn. Well, then we get to take g4, cool. So that's the idea, I think. We get to take g4 next. Now what if they go here? At the very least, we're not losing our queen and we're eating stuff. 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're up a pawn. What are we down? So that's the context. That's important. We've already sacrificed like a bishop. They have 2 bishops and a knight. We have 1 bishop and a knight. Okay, so we want something substantial out of this. I think so, yeah. Well, the thing is about this move, take with check, and we could pick up the bishop. That's pretty substantial, I'd say. We could just keep attacking them. I mean, it's better than nothing. Knight takes check. The question is, what about king e4? Doesn't look healthy, but what do we do about it? Gotta verify. Get to the truth of it. What is this? What am I not seeing? And I go kind of slow sometimes. Maybe if you're looking at it, maybe you already see something. Rook can sack on f4. Queen would just take. I don't know. Not quite seeing a follow-up. It's just weird looking. King e4. I mean, I think maybe we just take. Yeah, just take this, and then you're threatening check, and because they can't take this still. So you're threatening check, and that doesn't look healthy because they can't get back. So they go here, and then they're walking into, at the very least, like, how about c5 mate? Ouch. Knight covers. Plus there's discoveries to win the queen. Oh, that's kind of cool. So it would be knight check, king e4, queen takes is very strong. Pick up 2 pawns with a massive attack. Point is we need to break through. We would love to play g5. There's no time for g5. Knight takes check. Okay, well, let's keep doing our branches. We're going to get to take g4 next, right? So king g2, that looks unpleasant. Check. Well, this is hanging. So let's say bishop blocks. Ouch. Invasion of the rook. Covered by the knight. The queen has to go back, I guess. Doesn't look pleasant for them. No matter what, we're just creating. The attack is mounting. We're picking up pawns. Shows certainly compensation, but I don't know if it's like. I don't know if that's the best we have, but I think it justifies, like, assuming we just did a bishop sack somewhere. Like we sacked our bishop on f3 or something. Alright, the knight takes check. King g2, queen takes check. Bishop g3. Let's look at this. What are we missing? Rook f3. Queen e1. How do we get this? There's gotta be something's gotta fall here. Just like double our rooks or something good like that. Is there something I'm missing? I'd like a bishop on e5. Unfortunately, we can't take d3 and go to e5 because the queen takes e5, still got it. At the very least, we're winning 2 pawns right now. I don't know. But this, again, I would look at this. No, there's nothing there. In some line, not if you had another piece, maybe. Some Alekhine style, cool stuff. So it's knight takes check, I think. Now what about this move? Queen takes check. We pick up the bishop. So we get a piece back. If we get a piece back, we win pawns. 3, 4, 5. Again, it's 3, 4, 5. So we're already up a pawn. We win 2 more pawns. At the very least, we have 3 pawns for a piece with a massive attack. But if we win the piece back, we're just up like 3 pawns. Easy. They're completely winning. Especially because they don't have. This is artificial play on the H file. If they had a mate on the H file, okay, no, it's nothing. And sometimes what happens, by the way, you take this way. Nice. Probably out of a dragon, where black is winning out of a dragon. Very common, of course, because we like the dragon. White tries to attack, and black's counterattack is ferocious. And rook f7 could always guard laterally, as you know, this defensive technique as well. And just to note, when you play a dragon, even if it's this way, the bishop covers h8, so when the rook moves over or whatever, you can go king f8. So if queen h7 doesn't work, bishop, unless you get tripled, often that doesn't work on h8. So yeah. Anyway, just came up. So knight takes e5. I like that. I think this is the key idea, that if the queen takes, we take on h1 check. And again, we're just picking up a rook and a queen and a pawn. We're only losing, because remember, the bishop's hitting the bishop with his pin. We're probably going to pick up the bishop too, g5. We're only losing our knight and our queen, so we are winning. we're winning a pawn. Wait, hold on. Well, we're winning a pawn in exchange, which is pretty good. No, but no, you're winning the bishop, because after bishop takes back at the end of the line, this is hanging. Knight can guard it. Boom, g5, game over. Or you can go bishop takes, and then g5. Aha, and they take g7, but then we go king g7. So that looks pretty good. I don't know. I think this is where it's at, and I haven't verified it like 100%. Maybe I'm 90% there. It certainly looks promising, especially because this is very powerfully met, I think, by queen takes g4 with the queen f5, king d4, c5 mate idea, which is kind of cool because then I remember this knight covers c4, pawn cover. So I think it's going to be knight takes e5 check. Verify. Rook takes f4 again. If queen takes, I don't think we're justified there. Knight takes check. We take with check, give it back, get it back. But remember, we're losing stuff. We're losing a rook and not. Wait, what was the line again? Which one? Losing a knight, rook. We're losing queen. They're only losing. Wait a second. What did I miss? So we take with check. We get the bishop. They take back. We take with check. We get the pawn. And they take our knight. We take the rook with check. They take back. So we're losing 1, 2, 3. They're losing 3. We're basically just exchanging. We're picking up a pawn, but we're still down a piece for 2 pawns then, right? That's not sufficient. I don't think so, no. So knight takes e5 immediately, and again, bishop can't take. If the queen takes, we get our desperado, and we take back and win the bishop. I think that's the key idea. And then, again, there's this stuff. Queen takes check. There's only one line that I didn't like it that much, but I still like it. But like in terms of verifying what the computer wants, or what the puzzle wants. Knight takes e5 check. It was, so this move again, we take with check, we win with this, right? We get our piece back with pawns, with interest, 2 pawns up. Now 3 pawns up, because we're already at 1, we get 2, 3 pawns up, game over. Now if king g2, queen takes, unless we have something else. No, it's got to be here, right? And now we're hitting this again. So bishop retreat. If the queen blocks, we just take the bishop. So bishop retreats. It still looks very good. Especially, the only thing that is giving me some doubt is that rook f3, guard hitting it again. Now they have queen e1. Is there a refutation to queen e1? I mean, it's immense pressure, that's for sure. But is there something else? Some follow-up that's decisive? I would like to have a queen on f3, not a rook on f3 right now. Can we make that happen? I would also like to have a bishop on e5, but then the queen's covering even if we move the knight. I think the queen will cover. I'm going to go with my gut on this. I'm going to go with my gut. Yes, that's it. Wait, so this was that is the best move. But, and this one, so that is the best move one. Okay, that's what it's going to come down to then. But we have it in front of us. We know we've solved like maybe a third of the puzzle. But there was just nothing else, and I know this is promising. The only thing I don't like is the queen e1 line. I don't know if it'll make us go that deep. It might not. Because I think it's the kind of thing where it's like, it's the best we have. We're getting 2 pawns. We're getting an attack. We have more than enough compensation for the piece with 3 pawns in attack. Now, what else could it be? Let's revisit this. We can't sack our queen right now. We're not getting anything back. I mean, you could take on g4, but then just take your queen and lose the knight. Any good knight, any good queen moves. I think it's just queen takes g4. I don't see anything else. Double check, triple check. It's got to be. There we are. Yeah, there we are. And now, again, my assumption, looking at this originally, 3 moves in. So technically we say 3 moves in, right? So technically I guess you could say 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the 5th move. But I mean, usually we say 3 moves because move and move. Every time you move, they move. It's a full move. So 3rd move. Rook f3 was what I looked at, and then queen e1. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe there's something stronger, or it might just be that Because the thing is, this looks like it's winning outright, yeah? They're winning this, but remember, that's why you have to find their defense. So you have to play as if you have both sides. That's the key to getting to the truth of the position, which is why chess can be very enjoyable for a lot of people. Because, well, you're solving an equation, basically. So why mathematicians, you get that click. Get that click of dopamine when you solve it, right? But, of course, when you combine that with having a beautiful game, slowly outplaying them, showing your positional understanding, having a good opening, this and that, the next end game, complete game. Oh, that's, yeah, plenty of dopamine there. You feel good about it. Efficacy builds your confidence, but, you know, and then they'll get you next time. And you'll be, yeah, you won't feel good about that, but you got a good attitude, you come back, and then you get your dopamine the next time. But it wouldn't feel as good, of course, if you didn't win, if you didn't lose. Okay. Good thing you got a challenge. But this is definitely a challenge, because rook f3, queen e1. It's just strong, but is that the best we have? Really, is there anything else? There's a knight move. Doesn't really accomplish much, does it? Doesn't force anything. h5 doesn't do anything. It's too slow anyway. No bishop moves. There's knight takes d3. I'm not confident in that. It does anything. There's no bishop move. The knight wants to support the rook. So clearly this has got to be the move. Verify, though. This might be our last move. We don't want to miss it. It might be the last move of the puzzle. It's got to be it, yeah? So it's rook f3. The question that I have, though, is do we have something beyond that? Oh, maybe. Oh, it might be that there's the clearance. I said I wanted to get my queen there. Then you probably got to find rook takes d3. Pawn takes. Queen check. Is there a follow-up, though? King h2. I'm not sure that yields anything, though. It looks nice, but does it do anything? King g1 is even playable, because the queen covers g3. Yeah, it doesn't work. But I do think this is just, as I said, it's just strong. They're tied up. They have to go here. They actually do have rook h4, by the way. Sack. Queen takes, knight takes, cover. I don't know. You get something out of it. Rook h4 is actually kind of interesting. But assuming they also have rook queen back, I think you do something like doubles. And you have 3 pawns for exchange. But it's just, the thing is that it's not that decisive, you know? I want it to be a little more decisive than that. I'm not seeing it. Almost, is it rook takes d? Is it rook takes d3? Is it knight takes d3? Well, the thing about double, here's the thing. When you double your rooks, you might... No, the queen just takes f2. I don't know if we have to look that deep, but it's like that's why I got caught up on this move, because I'm like, well, the best I see is rook f3, and it's still the best I see, but it's not. It's just strong, but I'm not seeing it how decisive it is. Rook takes, queen takes, nothing there. I would say just double your rooks and have a good position. You could do something like take on d3 and then maybe go like bishop d4 to try to reach f2. There's a lot of strong stuff. I think it's just that it's good. It ties them down. And again, this is interesting though. If rook h4, no, you just take the queen. No, I was looking at queen. Just take the queen. They take. You take back. You win the rook. Okay, here goes nothing. Double check. Double check. Hold on. Triple check. Let's see. Is there nothing else here? Okay, here goes nothing. Yes, that's it. And then we have to keep going. But at least I know that's right. But see now, I really feel like doubling rooks is not right, because they're making us go more. So I feel like maybe it is like rook takes d3. I just don't think, yeah. Now they do want something concrete, because this is just not. They wouldn't make us go that deep for this move. I think it's got to be a follow-up to the queen e1, something more decisive. So rook takes. Always look at that. No follow-up, no checks, no nothing. Um, Rook F2, we just take, nothing there. Rook takes D3, pawn takes. Oh, there's also a knight takes in the works. Okay, rook takes, pawn takes, check. Now, if only we can get a... Oh, we might be able to work a bishop in there. So it's rook takes. Wait, hold on. Let me look at this real quick. Bishop d4 stuff. Knight e4 covers some things. Don't think that works. I don't like this song as much. Rook takes. Yeah, this song is throwing me out. Okay, let's get to the next song. Okay. It's gotta be something decisive. I think so. I mean, my default, if I didn't know what to do, I would. If it were my game, a blitz game, I'd double. But I still want to verify. I know. I mean, obviously, I may really consider this move. Takes. I assume, yeah, it's gotta be queen check follow. Unless it's knight. No, it's queen check. Oh, okay. So then we take d3 and pop the bishop on d4. So for example, king g1, maybe then, and then we get hit with queen takes check. Buy some time. What is this one? What is this? Okay, if we double, are we threatening something like... Is this a threat? Queen takes, rook takes, king takes, check. Yes, because then you pick up the... I feel like this might have some sting to it, really. Because rook f1 now. Knight takes d3. Now they don't take on e6. If the rook takes, we take the queen. If the pawn takes, we take the rook. We pick up the queen for a rook. So maybe it is just doubles and you have good stuff coming. What else can there be? Again, let's look at this briefly. It might be like a weird retreat of the rook, but I don't think so. Not here, it doesn't work. It takes, check. Or knight, I mean it could be knight takes now, I don't think so. Takes the heat off him. Takes, check. Unless you could just let them take on. Yeah, I don't think so. Back. No, I guess I'm getting tired. Maybe this will be my last one if I solve this. Let's see. This is a tough one. My instinct is to double, so I really want to, but I still want to, I mean, I don't have to do it yet. Let's see here. Maybe I'll try one on lead chess too. I'll try on lead chess. After this, let's see here. Alright, here goes nothing. I just don't see anything. I mean, what am I missing? I just feel like I'm missing something. Just nothing else I'm seeing. Is there any other candidate? There's something on d3, I feel like, if nothing else. So knight takes, pawn takes. And we just don't have bishop e5. We can't get the bishop in there. That's the problem. Okay. So wait a second. Let's look at this move. Bishop d4. Threatening maybe rook f2. If the rook goes to f1, that just doesn't do anything. You can't take. Rook e3 doesn't do any. Oh wait. Or does it? Queen f2 must be played. Unfortunately, you can't move the rook to f8 because the bishop's not there. I don't know. Here goes nothing. I don't see anything else. Oh no! Wait, what? I still got 5 points. Cool. Because I solved every other part. Wait, what is the? Oh, I was expecting like minus 15. I have to do another one now. Ah, broke my streak. 2988 puzzle rating. Target time. How are you solve that in 42 seconds? That was hard though. I thought that was hard. 30% pass rate of how many? It doesn't say how many. What is it? Only a few people did it or what? I guess it's a newish one. But what is the answer? What is the answer? So, okay, we're close though. Correct. So yeah, I get partial credit. They didn't dock me on it because I guess it was pretty hard. Oh, maybe also because it's like in beta mode or whatever. Check. What is the answer though? This is right. It's probably something simple. Rook f2 check. Queen takes. It's got to be copyrighted music. But it's copyrighted. I don't know. Didn't see anything the last time I used it. Check. Queen takes. Because it's not like the mainstream version of the song though. I like it though. It's better. So rook f2 check. Queen takes. Nothing there. Rook takes g3 check. Queen takes. Nothing there. Rook takes d3, pawn takes. Again, the only way there's something is I think this move. Maybe it's something. Maybe there is something. It's just something there with the knight takes d3. Maybe it's just takes. But see, I got hung up on queen check. Maybe it's just takes, knight takes, because you don't let them take here. Where do they go? Oh, you have knight f4 stuff too. Ah, maybe that's what it is. Can they stop that? Okay, where is the queen? Let's look at all the queen moves. You can't go to f2. Oh, if they go to e2, you fork them. Okay, I think there's something here. Let's calculate everything. Now there's some fodder here. Queen e3. What is there? Bishop d4. Oh, yeah. No, wait. No tangy. I don't see what to do after queen e3, though. It's a tough one. It's frustrating. It's not that. Okay. So let's return to rook takes. It's probably this move. But what? But what's the follow through? King g1. So what do you do after king g1? Okay. Knight takes d3. The bishop will be hanging after queen takes e6 check. King, the risky king h8. If takes, there's no mate. Okay. So maybe now, where are we? So we're just on f3 of the queen. Now the queen returns to h3, guarding the bishop. Okay, where are we at now? But now what? But now we open up the avenue somehow for the bishop. Although, wait, aren't they threatening mate? They are threatening mate. So we have, what are we at? So takes, queen check. If king g1, they have other moves too, but if king g1. I assume not h2's check. If g1. Oh, they might want to guard the bishop, we'll see. So if king g1. Again, I assume it's queen check. It might be, no, knight takes c3, what was the problem? Queen e3. I just don't see a follow-up after queen e3, I don't see it. Okay, also queen e4 might not work. Okay, so we have queen check. King g1. I want to get the bishop to d4. I just need that bishop on d4. But how? I don't know. I'm gonna play it through. No, that's not it either. What is the answer? What is the answer? Am I missing something stupid here? Something obvious. Okay, fine. I'm gonna play through a couple of those. I'm stumped on this move. That's it. That's all I have to do. Why? Because nothing else works. Nothing else works, so you may as well do this. Do you just take back with the rook, or then... I kind of looked at that briefly with, takes. You just don't move your queen, so you guys... Yeah, you just take it, and then you double, because now they don't have rook f1. I briefly looked at that. I just didn't see... I didn't have faith in it, because I was looking at trying to do the bishop. I was trying to get this in, right? I want to look at this and to analyze this. How much is it winning by? Wait, what? Oh, so it's better for white. They blunder. Okay. Then we take the check. They move. Check. And I'd be curious, but king in. Like I said, I think the queen just takes. Is that correct? Yeah, that's correct evaluation still. How do they even get out of this? Try. Yeah, they create some space. Rook can take. Cool. Take. Where's something? Oh, you check from this angle. Then they walk into what? Something nasty. You just go here. That rook f8 again. Just come in with the rook, and they have to give it up. Where else did they go? Like, you have rook f3 coming. Oh, yeah, the knight g4 mate with a fork. Anyway, that stuff was good. So rook takes. Okay. So the point is this line. Check. This is hanging. So if the queen blocks, we just probably do this. Yeah. And now we got a piece back with interest, and we're up a bunch of pawns. So that's successful if we do that. And they don't go to... Well, they just lose the bishop otherwise. So they go here. And then what do we do again? Rook f3, of course. Only move that wins. And then the queen has to go to e1. That's what I calculated from the beginning. Then I was like, what do I do? Yeah, rook f8 is the second best move. It's minus 1.3. So it's good, but it's not good enough. So how strong is this move? Oh, yeah, it just doesn't yield anything. There's nothing to do. I have perpetual now. Oh, wait, this is still strong, but not that strong. But if they go this way, you can just check them from here and then just keep checking them. If they go here, do you have a win? No, you just keep checking them. If they block, now you have a win. They gotta be careful. Fork. So what happens then? No. Knight takes. What happens here? Is it now? Now I think it's maybe doubles. A1 to g5. So it's just a strong position. So we're still down a piece. Piece for 3 pawns in an attack. Nasty pin. Have to watch out for this at some point. Queens come. So why g5? Oh, just top rook h4. This is good enough too. Now we have 4 pawns. I kind of like that though. Let's see a follow up there. No rook h4. Knight e4. Can we finally bring out the rook into the fray? Yes. Now we do what I wanted to do intuitively, and it's just a nice position. Then we get the... Well, that's why knight e4. They don't need knight e4 then, do they? Let's say rook c1, for example. Do we still double? Yeah, we still double, of course. We mobilize our rook. Natural. Why do they go knight e4, though? Well, I suppose the knight cancels out the bishop still. We go here. It says it's still completely winning. Okay, whatever. Let's just see what it recommends. Just curious. Wait, what? They want to throw away the rook? Oh, so then you take e5. That's cool. You don't take it. You just go like this. You're merciless. Still hanging. Then they go here instead. They run away. Then what? Takes. Knight takes. Now what? Oh, then we do that thing we were talking about. But what is? Do we have a fork? Yes, we do have a fork. That's the reason. So this is justified based on rook c1. And here it could go anyway. Anyway, I have to do another one. Okay. Okay, we still gain 5 points though. What is going on? Oh, this is a tricky king of punting. Okay, let's see. I'm getting tired though. Let's see. But I feel like I'm sharper now. I'm probably with a few fast ones in the morning or something. I'm gonna work with my. No, I'm not working with my student. Never mind. Because he's playing, so he wants to take a break in the morning. Otherwise, you do like 8 to 10 in the morning or something. Okay. So B5. What is going on? White to move, and there are only so many options here. Is it white to move and not lose? There are only so many options. I mean, maybe white wins this. Maybe white wins. Yeah, because it probably wins. Because the king is so abandoned. We just can't, obviously we can't trade this. There's only one move, no? If you go, it's by force. I mean, if you go here, push, and queen. So you have to go here then, right? Then it's some subtle maneuvers that'll have to happen. Of course, they don't want to push. So then they're going to have to go. They can't go here because we can, even though it's an outside pass pawn, it doesn't matter because the king's so far away, we easily shoulder it out. And we can, if they even, they can't. The box is like this, so yeah. Take a while to get into it. So I think we just have to play here first. We just have to. But now we have to figure out what to do. And I think we're going to take the pawn. Or do we? I mean, really, what do we do? A little fancy king move? I don't know. Because they know if they let us, this is the thing. If they play here, they just know it's losing. Because you're going to come here, you're going to take, you're going to take, you're going to queen. So they have to get the king closer. I mean, you just have to take. What else can you do? Am I missing something? If you go up, they're just going to get closer and going to take anyway. By logic, I have to go with the intuition that we just take. Okay. Now, do we have something weird where we like walk toward the king? I don't think so. It's got to be not in this position because we don't have the pawn yet. We know we need to win the pawn, obviously. Question is, do we run with the king first or the pawn first? Well, we can just calculate the moves. King comes in. They come closer. We take. Actually, no, they might even go this way. So king comes in. They go closer. If king takes, they come here. King shoulders. That's fine. So we have to look at other options. They come this way. King takes. They come this way. Push. Now. Push. Don't get to shoulder, no? No, that's a draw now. You can't shoulder here. You can't shoulder them out. You go down, then they're coming in. You go the other way, then they're going to come after the pawn and take it. So I don't think this works. Not in that way. Maybe it's a pawn push combined. We have to look at that. Push. Which way? I assume he's flexible enough here. Push. King approaches. Takes. Draw. We know that draw. King can't get out, right? Here? Or is it? Let's double check. So wait, let's double check. Takes. No, not takes. It's got to be some fancy like king going this way. But yeah, just double check. Of course it's a draw, right? You push, he comes in. You push, he comes in. Take, here. Yeah, it's a draw. You push, he has you in. Move your king away, again he goes here. That's a draw. So not going this way. Something else. Push, let's look at this first. You push first. Push, here. Shoulder first, maybe. So you push, you shoulder. Ah, then as he's shouldered, you start pushing. Then you win it, maybe. So he goes here. We don't need to shoulder him yet. I think we wait for him to come a little closer. So for example, if he goes here, then we get the opposition. Here, opposition. Here, depends where he can make it. You can come this way. Opposition. If he goes back, we can't keep waiting forever. Push. He goes here. Push. Here. He has opposition. Come in. He chases. Come here. he comes here, you can't shoulder him again. It's gotta be some interesting king maneuver. Wait, let's look at taking it first again. He approaches, takes. Depends where he goes. We can come back with our king, maybe. Let's say he goes straight for the pawn. Just for example, we have to look at everything. Takes, just an example, see if we have something. Wins. So we don't push the pawn yet. We take the pawn, then we come back. Say he goes this way. Takes. Here. Shoulder. Here. Shoulder. Down. Push. Down. Push. We make it. So I think it's just that we have to take it, then come back, sort of. So how's it work again? We're so far away, that's the thing. It needs to be a little closer. Okay, let's say he comes this way. Well, okay, if he goes down, if he goes up. So takes, let's say he goes this way. That's when we must shoulder here. He goes here, that's fine, we push. The moment he goes up, we shoulder again. Then we're good. So again, if he goes the other way, you can go there, it doesn't really matter, I think. You can go here. Here. Push. Say he goes this way though. No, wait, hold on. So he's going down, wait, was he here? Takes. He's approaching this way. And of course you should do it without the arrows, but just to explain. So, takes. Okay, so it's our third move. We are gonna go. We don't let him in here. We must go here. He goes up, that's fine. So he's gonna go here. But again, we push. And he can't get it in time. Okay, let's try it. Now again, as for shouldering, of course you don't go here. Here. So it's only a move. The key is, no, you're shouldering. You're where you need to be. Don't go like to cover this way because you know you use queens normally, but no, it doesn't here. Because again, then he gets in, takes it. So we go this way. King up, you push. King up, you go up. That's probably what's going to happen. You don't push, because then he comes around. We don't like that. You can't get to here in time. You're still here. Then he goes behind, he draws. So we're going here, right? Now we don't have to go up. You go up, he goes down. You push, he takes you. Don't do it. Wait for him to go up. Now you do it. Precision. Then you win. Because obviously he's not going to stop it. Now your king will guard it. Cool. 5 more again. Okay, so we got today. I think it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 7. Let's give they're giving that lower rating, 20, because it's very straightforward. Really, it's not impossible at all. So it's half pass rate. All right, one more. I guess we'll try to get to 37 at least. Black to move. There's some sack stuff going on here. There's obviously a lot of pressure on like here, F2, G3, D2. We have a pin. I mean, the most obvious move is just take the knight. See if that does anything. We have equal context, equal number of pieces, a little bit abandon over here, but he's got to watch out for their own. They got to watch out for their own king side. You got to be a little careful about like takes B7. But if they start to do that, you can just move your knight. You get like rook B8. So for instance, if you were to take, well, you can't move the queen, just take with check. If they take with the knight, you win the queen. It's pretty straightforward in that sense. Because if you start doing stuff like H4, I mean, you can, but it's not going for mate just yet. For example, bishop F1, takes, and as I mentioned earlier, that looks nice and all, but bishop G2, even if it gets H2, there's no mate because the bishop covers. So there's nothing there, right? I mean, long term, yeah, but is it just as simple as taking the knight? They're gonna mix it up, of course. So maybe they try something. I don't know what they try. Queen takes. What is this? Is this a freebie one? It's like a freebie puzzle? What am I missing? Knight takes, queen takes, bishop takes. Do they have any counterplay? Again, watch out for this stuff. But they don't have time. They can't go to b3. They can't take. What do? Just win a piece. What am I missing? I think there might be sort of teasers in this one, like, oh, are you gonna fall for h4? Although, I mean, is h4 good? I don't think so. It doesn't win. I just don't think it wins. For example, again, they get off the hook. Let's say the queen goes to b3, and you take, and they take, and you double. Even here, queen check, king up. No. No. Wait. Is there something there? Let's see. Queen h7. Do they get it? They're king up 2. How about this? You have to watch out for this one too. Bishop takes. So if you want to maybe make a slight difference. Does that work? I just don't feel like this is forcing enough. It's a nice idea, but is it forcing enough? h4. I don't know. I just feel like this should be the right way to take the knight. But if h4, definitely not pawn takes, so you get to take f3. So h4. What is this? What's going to happen here? Bishop f1. But the thing I don't like about that is that there's still knight takes. Wait, what if does this do anything? I don't think so. I mean, it's like h4. Let's say, for example, queen b3. They almost have to go bishop f1 anyway. So it's just an inclusion of h4. And then you can still take d2. But if you're going to go, that just mixes it up a little bit. So if bishop f1, there might be other stuff going on, but no. If you do this, they have a queen check. Ah, that's why. So you can easily fall for this, thinking, oh, I still have this option. Queen check, c6. Then like bishop f1, as I'm saying. So takes, queen h7, bishop g2, and no mate. And the knight covers the knight. But even if queen check, you have this. So in that case, it's here. Oh, there's still a queen check. Ah, that's what's going on. You do this or something, it doesn't work. I don't think that works. Ah, that's what's going on. So even if knight takes, there's a queen check. b5 work? Because yeah, if queen takes, obviously they lose. It might be b5. It's kind of cool if it works. Yeah, they take, you take with check on f3. That's not good. Then you can deal with it. So b5, queen takes check. There's c6, queen b7. Now knight takes f3 check with a dangerous attack. You've picked up the 2 knights. King somewhere. This is going to be lost, but you have a pretty decent attack. I mean, with the knight on f3, it's probably winning. And then you go h4. So I think that might be the trick. Now, okay. If h4, that's slower though. Queen check, b5, queen takes here, queen b7. Now the question is, Is our attack quick enough? No. I don't think so. Or is it? Assuming they take back. Wait, we didn't even look at King F1. To go to E2. That's still getting mated then. Yeah, it's getting mated. Maybe check and check. Yeah, it's not good. It's tricky. So wait, what was the line again? Where are we? Oh, we got deep in that one. So it was... Wait, knight takes... Queen check. Was that the line? If they check right away. So B5 takes... No, that one's good. That one's good. So what was it then? Which line are we looking at? Oh, I think we were saying... No, I think we were going deeper to see. And what was it? No, we were saying H4 first? No. It's a little slower though, because I don't know. I feel like this is the most direct. So you take on D2. I forget. Sorry, I lost track of which line we were on. So queen check. Let's review. Yeah, now I'm getting tired. Then I'll get some right. Okay, queen check. B5. That's the key. So you don't give them time to get off the pin because when they take, you have C6. They try to get the rook, whatever. You take with check. So they go King F1, I don't know. Let's say they go King F1. Then what? Should be a pretty strong attack, though. But you have enough because you're going to lose these pieces, aren't you? There might be something weird like Bishop E7. Queen takes A8 and castles. I don't know. Maybe. I think the concept is the B5 though. H4 just seems a little slow to me. But something going on obviously with these knights. The push maybe. Possibly the push. A little slow, maybe. And also this stuff. So looking at their best defense. Because at first I wasn't looking, I'm like, oh yeah, of course, but yes, they have the check. The knight takes D2. It does look pretty good to me. Okay, this is tricky though. But I think it might be simply the B5 concept. But again, is there really any other move order? Is there really anything else? I don't think so. And H4. Then they have the check. That's that's the one that's a little slower. That's a little trickier. I think we'll just go with it. Yes. And then again, it has to be B5 because C6 or something. They take back and they're kind of getting away. Yep. You block, that's the concept. Queen goes to B7. Oh, they want us to keep going. That's why these are harder, actually. That's what's going on. Yeah, they do get harder in the 3000s because they make you go deeper. Even in, like, earlier on, you're like, okay, you're good, you found it. Now you have to keep going. Oh, duh. Maybe that's all we have to do. Now I was thinking maybe it's going to go beyond that. Maybe not. Nah, I don't think so. Yeah, that's it. Okay, 3070. Should I quit while I'm ahead? Well, we got 2 in a row. Let's get 3 in a row. Should I take a break? No, I gotta be confident in this. I'm gonna get 1 more at least. Okay, black to move. Seems like some proper series of checks. So we're down a rook, but we have a raging attack. We're not gonna get mated. Their queen is actually kind of awkward, for what it's worth. We almost have a mate here. So we would certainly look at bishop check. Because if the rook takes, you can at least take this or this. Let's look at this. Does this do anything? No. Another dragon where we're escaping and winning. So bishop check. King B1. Is there anything there? I'm not sure yet, but there's the bishop check. Let's look deeper. There, look at everything. There are 2 bishop checks. There's rook takes check, and there's queen e3 check. That's about it. I think it has to be a check, or does it? It could be a maneuver actually. Could be because it's not threatening anything directly. They don't have actually. They don't have a check here. Right. So we could do a maneuver. But what? Where would it be? When it gets there. Check. Here. This is just as simple as a queen move now. Because you force this. They want to go king here. No, they can't go king here. You take this. So do you simply go here, and they don't really have any counterplay to speak of, substantially. It's good to know, so you have time. Is it just queen c5? Interesting. If you go queen e5, then they probably just have this. You want to get there. You want to get there to the king, of course. Yeah, queen c5 hits a3. I don't know if they have a defense to that. Can here you take this? Not to mention, yeah. No, it's too much. I mean, if the king goes here, you take with check, or you could check maybe. No, just take with check. That's destroy. It's damage. It's destroying them. So is it that straightforward? I don't know. I think, are there any teasers here? This is clearly not working. Just hits the bishop. You can't go anywhere. I don't know if you probably can't even perpetual there. You don't want that. Bishop b2, king takes. Is there anything there at all? I don't think so. Don't see any follow-up checks that do anything. So it's not that. Bishop d2 check. Kind of interesting. But you're moving the bishop away from where you want it to be. The rook probably doesn't take. Could actually, if it really wants to. If you don't take this, it comes back. Maybe you take this. Doesn't do anything. Check. They could even play like king here. You go down. Wait, is that something? Let's look at that. But again, they don't have to take. That's the thing. What if they don't take it? They go king b1. Let's look at that. Because if we can refute that, then we're good. If that'll refute it. I don't think there's a follow. The bishop's in the way. I mean, there's queen takes a3. There's that. And then they have a check. Right. At the very least, they could come back and help out. No, don't move your bishop off the line. Here's my intuition. Check. King moves. Queen somewhere. Queen here to c5. Threatening queen b5. And mate. What do? Rook f5. Just take it, right? That's mating. No, they have rook here. Right. They have rook here. No, you mate here. Is it that simple? It's just I think it's just a proper maneuver, but this is something you could find in a blitz game. It's like, oh, I'm going to check you. I'm going to come take your a-pawn. Is it that straightforward? Double check that and make sure you don't miss something obvious. They don't have any checks, though. They have to go here. No counter checks. Such a solid center. King ran away. Really solid center. There's the dragon. There's the value of the Sicilian. You won the center. So you have a straightforward defense, and they do not, because you strip their center's gone and you strip the queen side. All for the price of the rook. It's worth it. I'm going to go with that. I just don't see anything else. I'm going to go with it. Now, let's double check the maneuver, though. I think it's here. Because what do? Just check and mate. Or whatever rook blocks, then take and mate. They have no checks, remember that. You have time. They have no good rook moves. Rook up, maybe? So if you take, they could sack. Check. King back. Check. King over. Oh, that's kind of annoying, actually. That might be the line. Well, you take, then they sack, and they have rook c1. So you gotta look at your attack. You gotta look very carefully at the defense. It's kind of annoying. So what was the line again? It was check. Oh, there might be rook takes c2. No, yeah, it's me. Okay, no, that works. That works. Checking. So yeah, obviously. So what do they have? Rook here. There are no checks. There's nothing. Just nothing there. What else do we have? Nothing. Let's try it. Let's try it. There's nothing, right? Queen takes. You win the queen, that's fine. I'll just win the queen. There's the nice thing is the bishop just covers anything. Let's do it. Cool. Well, there's the sack. And I think now the question is, do you go for the gusto and say, I'm going to mate you, or do you win the queen? You have to make sure you're going to mate if you play this move. That's actually tricky. Let's see. If you just have to make sure if you don't mate, you just win the queen. And it's kind of interesting. It's like rook for queen. It's winning, obviously. But can you mate? Well, obviously they're going to do the annoying check here. And then you come up. And then they're going to have this nasty check here. I do not think we want this. And then if you block, they have a queen check. What if you go here? And then they mate you on c8. Yeah. I think it's a little greedy to try to checkmate them. You would say you take the material, but it's greedy to try to checkmate when it doesn't work. I'll take the checkmate, but not if you get mated in the first. But still, it's like, you have to look at this, of course. That looks dangerous. Then you gotta look at the bishop check, of course. If the pawn moves, well, then there's queen takes check. This is terrible. I don't think you try to mate here. You just win the queen. Again, you go here, you get mated. You go here, it's unpleasant. Queen comes around. All these checks coming at you. I really don't think we need that. I really don't think so. Yes. Cool. I'll keep it at 30. I don't know. Should I go for 3 in a row. I don't know. I mean, I think I achieved my purpose. I mean, in general, which was to get ready for tomorrow. It's 11:44 p.m. And I still want to look at some openings, so I'll take a little break if my kids don't wake up. We'll see. But yeah, trying to get my funky openings ready. But I do want to know, in addition, I do want to see if I can play the Black Lion tomorrow. I don't want to play it. He would, Diego would usually play it from a Philidor defense. I know Simon Williams has stuff on that. I think he looked at that. I don't know do you have to start it from a Philidor defense? I'm going to check it out. So anyway, hopefully I don't think anyone watched, but it's going to be out there. Maybe 1 or 2 people will watch. And hopefully you'll gain something. But at any rate, I just was going to do it anyway, so whatever. But those were some good puzzles. So we got missed one in there. That was what was the line? It was the knight. I think I went against my intuition somewhere. No, it was the trickiness with the pieces coming in. All you gotta do is just take on d3. That was it. So actually that was more straightforward, but still you could kind of work against yourself in that kind of situation. So yeah, hopefully you gain something from those, and hopefully these puzzles doing this work will pay off tomorrow. But at any rate, I'm just gonna play to enjoy, and Diego, or Sultan-Diego, LeBlond, thinking of him and doing this tournament in his honor. Great guy. Really got to know him over the past year, particularly earlier throughout 2022. A little bit, yeah. I met him at an event. It was an international event with, I was working with his Colombian team, so it was the Colombian team, Howard University, and kind of a lot of scholastic players actually in DC. Kind of mixed some college team, Catholic University was there. So it was just a lot of people from the community. I met him there, made an immediate impression on me. Very friendly guy, great guy, and had a lot of meaningful conversations with him in addition to some very good chess games. I guess, where's this game? I didn't pull up some of his games. I'm actually going to look at some of his games for inspiration. So that should be another thing. But probably after the tournament, I'm going to specifically look at some of his games that'll be good to look at his game. So I'm gonna check it out, but I will try to stream some. I'll try to stream some of that too. All right. Well, let's see. We got, where is that here? And yeah, no one's watching, but oh, someone said thanks. All right, Pap. Hopefully, Pap gained something from it. And you're welcome, Pap. Hey, that's all that matters, you know. Somebody saw it, maybe gained something, but yeah, really, it will be on there though. It will be in the universe, in the interwebs, in case anyone is looking for stream of consciousness tactics. But really, yeah, it's trying to divulge the thinking, the cognitive process of at least a national master CM, international CMs. It's like 2200 FIDE above there a little bit, like 2230s. That was my peak. So it's like I'm not GM, or at least something they might learn from. But if you look at a GM, now the question is, can a GM explain their thinking process? Maybe. The best ones can, I think. But the key, it's almost like the stronger you get, maybe the harder it is to articulate. That's the trick. There's like a happy medium among, like, it might even be an 1800 or an expert who's very good at describing the decision-making process. But for me, anyway, it's very clearly articulated to myself, as clearly as I can, to myself, involving self-awareness. That's very important. You got to be self-aware. And how can you articulate, how can you communicate things if you're not self-aware? So much of my teaching to my students, DC area and some international as well, online. Obviously here is mostly, locally is mostly in person. But yeah, it's just describing that decision-making process and using my own experiences, difficult tournaments and stuff when I had to be very self-aware to describe that. So anyway, in tactics, you gotta have a clear decision-making process, but then you get in the game, you're in time pressure, you gotta make positional considerations, your opponent's putting heat on you, gotta have a very, very self-aware, clear cognition, so you stay consistent and have your self-talk, kind of things that you need to know, that you need to remember, review before the game. Create your own dictums, create your own basically aphorisms or whatever you want to call them that work for you, so you get yourself in the right mindset, and then you'll be sort of, you might need to remind, as self-talk in sports, you'll say those phrases to get yourself in the right mindset. But at any rate, you need to, what I say to myself, maintain a clear, fluid thinking, logical thinking process throughout the game. As in, don't make grunt moves or go, don't just make a move. Gotta make sure that you don't. It's very easy to leave that, to just make moves, to say, oh, that feels right. No, you gotta maintain your clear cognition, at least for me. Maybe it works for some people like blitz mode, but you're not playing a blitz game. You're playing a long game. You gotta have clear cognition.